Hey there, it's Angenette Levy, and welcome to the Law&Crime Sidebar podcast. This is where we are bringing you the biggest moments of the day from Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. That's the defamation trial between the two actors. I've been at the Fairfax County Courthouse all week long, and Wednesday morning there was testimony from police officers, and they testified about what they saw on a crucial night in this case. It was May 21st, 2016. Earlier in the trial, we saw surveillance video of Johnny Depp entering the ECB building with two members of his security team, Jerry Judge and Sean Bett. Depp said he wanted to collect some belongings before going on tour with his band, the Hollywood Vampires, and he planned to tell Amber Heard he wanted a divorce. What happened once Depp entered the penthouse he shared with Heard is in dispute. Heard claims Depp hit her with his iPhone, leaving her injured, while Depp's security guards claim Heard started yelling, and when they walked in, she claimed Depp hit her. Sean Bett testified that Depp said, "What the hell are you talking about?" Depp, Judge, and Bett left. A short time later, police officers Melissa Sines and Tyler Haddon arrived. Neither had body-worn cameras, but both said they saw no evidence of a crime. Here's Officer Haddon.
Did you see any swelling of any kind on her face, either during the first time you saw her or the second time you saw her that night?
No.
Did you see any marks on her face either the first time you observed her that night or the second time you observed her?
Just the redness, which was consistent with her crying.
Did you see any time that night any indication of any bruising on her face?
No.
Did you see at any time that evening any indication or any sign whatsoever of any injury to her face?
No.
Did you see any sign of any kind of property damage or vandalism that evening?
Not that I recall.
Did you see any signs of spilled wine on the floor?
Not that I recall. If they were visible or a complaint of pain.
Do you recall some questioning from Ms. Heard's counsel, Ms. Greta Hoft, about a man who led you through the penthouses on the evening of May 21, 2016?
Yes.
Did you describe him as uncooperative?
Yes.
Let me ask another question. Was he cooperative with your inquiries that evening?
No.
What do you mean by that?
I attempted to gather information of who the husband was and what occurred and where he possibly went so we could interview kind of all the different parties. And he wouldn't even give me a name of who the husband was.
Heard's attorneys have claimed that those officers dropped the ball and didn't fill out reports, and the judge in the UK libel trial was critical of the officers and their actions that night. But the officers said they weren't required to write a report for a verbal argument. Later, a second call was placed to 911, this time from a friend of Heard's in New York. The two officers entered the penthouse with body cameras rolling. Officer William Gatlin did not find any damage.
Yeah, we got another call. I don't know if it's related to the same call from earlier or if somebody called again. Probably. We just need to check. When you guys know someone in New York or something? Yeah, she probably called twice. Okay. Yeah. You just talk to your wife to make sure it's not mine. Okay. Different conversation. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, whoever it is, stuff out. You gotta check on it. I'll go get the business card from the cops. Yeah, I don't know. Just because we got another call and we came again, we still gotta make sure.
The other officers testified the statement and the other place as well.
Yeah.
It must have been like a double call.
Okay. Who's Amber? You? Okay. And Johnny?
Is definitely not here.
He's not here? Okay.
After those officers testified, the jurors heard from Alejandro Romero, and he was a character. Let me tell you, he got a lot of laughs from people in the courtroom. Romero worked at the front desk at the ECB, where Depp and Heard lived. He wasn't there the night of May 21st, 2016, but when he returned to work the following week, he said a neighbor told him about noise near the gym days prior. That gym is near the penthouses. Romero looked at surveillance footage from around the same time and saw Johnny Depp in the elevator with his security team.
Yeah, he looked agitated, like he was walking back and forward. He took his jacket. His body language was different than before. Most of the time, he's really calm. He's just like really happy person. Yeah, like this is the first time I saw him like that.
The timing here is important. Remember Depp's friend Isaac Baruch? He testified the first week of the trial that he returned home that night and there was red wine on the wall in the hallway on the penthouse floor. Baruch also said there was broken glass in the hallway. Like Isaac Baruch, Romero saw Amber Heard that week, just 2 days before she went to court on May 27th and obtained a restraining order against Johnny Depp, claiming domestic violence. Romero saw Heard on May 25th.
I always make eye contact with someone that I'm talking to, but I'm not looking to find something like oh, your makeup is wrong, you haven't have changed your eyebrows, or your eyelashes are not even, or I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking at their eyes, and I'm not looking for anything else. But if I see something, I will probably will remember.
If you saw something, right?
Yeah, I would have probably would see, like if she had a swollen, like if she was wearing makeup, probably would have seen the swollen. I probably would remember that. But I was not looking for anything. I was like, oh, you know.
How swollen was Amber on the 25th of May? How swollen was her cheek?
Well, according to the pictures I've been seeing right now that you're showing me, it was pretty swollen. I probably will remember that.
How many days later did you see her from that swelling?
That was on a Wednesday. That was from Saturday to Wednesday.
Right. How many days would it be fair to say that you cannot testify one way or the other whether Amber Heard was domestically abused by Johnny Depp on May 21, 2016?
I cannot say that. I would not agree to testify against anyone of domestic violence because I was not there. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. I was not there. I was never there. I was probably hundreds of miles away and got no idea what happened that day.
Depp's attorney asked Romero to recall what he saw and what he didn't see.
You sit here today, when you saw her at the front desk on March 25th, you didn't see any bruising, correct?
Correct.
And you didn't see that, correct?
That's correct. I didn't see any marks or bruises.
You didn't see any swelling either, did you, Mr. Romero?
That's correct. No swelling
And she was only 3 or 4 feet away from you, correct?
Correct.
And you were looking right into her face squarely, correct?
Correct.
The award-winning team that created They Walk Among Us, featuring true crime cases from the UK, now bring their unique and bone-chilling podcast across the pond to the United States. Dive deep into cases that hit close to the American heartland.
Police have arrested a man they are calling a serial killer.
With the criminals that walk alongside you.
Significant evidence. That's what Maui police are calling the results of a DNA test linked to a 20-year-old cold case murder.
Who live next door, or maybe who sleep beside you.
Police are investigating a double homicide.
This is They Walk Among America, a new true crime podcast covering tales of murder and mystery in the United States.
The defendant is guilty of manslaughter as charged.
They Walk Among America is a Law and Crime podcast network production. For more information, visit lawandcrime.com/podcasts or theywalkamonguspodcast.com.
Next up, Christian Carino. He's a former agent and friend of both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You could tell in his deposition that he didn't want to be there. He testified about Depp losing his role in Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
What is your understanding of why Mr. Depp lost Pirates 6?
My opinion is that it was related to the accusations that Amber has made.
And what is your opinion based on?
Excuse me?
What is your opinion based on?
Conversations with colleagues and studio execs.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
Conversations with studios and other executives, both internal and external.
This is also an important point because Carino says Depp lost the role because of the domestic violence allegations. However, he didn't know whether the Washington Post op-ed that Heard wrote played a role in Depp losing work. Carino also arranged for a marriage counseling for Depp and Heard, and he also set up a meeting between the couple in San Francisco after Heard had obtained that restraining order. Carino said Depp was reluctant to meet with Heard, but he did so anyway because she promised not to claim that he violated the restraining order. Carino also said that Amber Heard wanted to reconcile with Johnny Depp even after they were divorced.
You see at the very top here, it's dated August 16th, 2017.
Yes.
And Ms. Heard states to you, I've written so many notes. Can you give him one? I don't know how or where to start. There's no way to begin. And all I have to say, but I have so many. Finally, I am single, clear in my heart and mind. I just want him to know I loved him and that I am sorry. Do you have an understanding of who Ms. Heard is referring to here?
Yes.
And who is Ms. Heard referring to in this text?
Johnny.
And what is she asking you to do here?
She was asking me to deliver a letter that she was writing to him.
Oh. And did she also want you to, and it says, and that I am sorry. What was your understanding of what she was asking you to do there, if anything?
I believe that was all in reference to getting him a handwritten letter that she was writing or trying to write.
Was it your understanding at the time of this text exchange, August 24, 2017, that Miss Amber was attempting to reconcile with Mr. Depp?
I believe so.
The jurors also heard the beginning of testimony from Laura Wasser. She was Johnny Depp's divorce attorney back in 2015 and 2016. She talked about some of the demands that Amber Heard was making after the restraining order was filed. That include allowing her to stay in the penthouses along with her friends, rent-free. That's it for this edition of the Law and Crime Sidebar podcast. I'm Angenette Levy. Thanks so much for being with us. You can catch this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Tune in next time. See you later.